So every day I look in the mirror and I tell myself, you are a good person. People like you. You have confidence. I love you, Nicole. Okay, I'm just kidding. I can't even keep that up. All right, I can't do it. I can't do it. Although it's been proven, here's the funny thing. It's actually been proven to produce positive results when you self talk positive stuff to yourself in the mirror, even if you don't believe it, and even if you think it's a dumb, snarky exercise. If you keep doing it, your self esteem will improve. So, how about that? Those of you who are cynical people, especially us New Yorkers, who's like, what is that fluffy shit? Get out of my face. All right, so I'm going to get in your face now about being a nice person. I'm a nice person. Anyway, I know tons of nice people. Even the schmucks that I know, I look at them and I think, there's still a lot to like about you. And then I'm like often disappointed by people that I find likable that act in ways that I'm like, oh, that's so nasty. Oh, yuck. I'd hate to look myself in the mirror and see that in me. But then there are those who say, if I can see it in someone else, it is in me, right? And I do tend to believe that. I don't even tend to believe that. I do believe that. I do believe, well, we sit in judgment about people who are evil and hateful and do all these horrible things. I'm about, like, a pubic hair away from being or becoming any of those horrible things because they're that's what, even if you don't believe in religion, that the list of seven deadly sins are. And they're not sins, they're sins in the religious sense, but what they are, they're like missteps. There are ways that, to me, what it means, what the seven deadly sins are a list of ways that I move away from myself, my true self, my centered self, my highly self-actualized self. Anger, greed, lust, envy, greed, gluttony, sloth, anger, right? Anyway, at the same time, some of those things are naturally human impulses. So that's what I'm kind of going to get at today. This idea of being a nice person and a good person, and how much does it have to do with our actions or our motives? So this, as I described in the thing, which you can read, the caption, this person was like, oh, I want to get together and talk about this thing, and corralled a couple of our smart friends to talk about this situation. And within a couple minutes, I'm like, all right, I'm sitting. And there was even a comment beforehand about, like, I don't even really know why we're sitting here. And I soon found out it was, I want to get what I want. I'm calling this because this is what happened. Effectively, I'm pulling the little nuggets. This is what happened. I didn't like it. Not only do I, if I could, I'd probably go back and change it. And maybe you'll have some ideas about how I can do that. But even if I can't go back and change it, which is what this person professed to feel, I wouldn't go back and change it if I could. I don't know if I believe that. It was, the next was, how do we put some, like, staunch systems or nail some things down so that this doesn't happen again? Now, I'm listening to this and I'm thinking, control, 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 control. And really just someone's petty ego getting in the way because they didn't get what they wanted, and trying to figure out how to undo that or prevent that from happening again. And anyway, but here's the funny thing. I ended up talking a little bit about it to somebody else later. And the way that they described the behavior, which was so funny, because I really try to stay away from, like, labels and heavier judgment about what someone's doing, like, oh, they're being manipulative or conniving, or, labels that are judgmental and, name calling, so to speak. But there was that. And I didn't even really see that. But then when, I asked another person their perspective, they were like, oh, well, the way that this person went about doing this or this, from the people she chose to speak with, or the way the position or information was presented, was not only really manipulative, but really untimely and unnecessary. And so here's what I'm left with, because of course it's never really about the situation. It's really about the energy and the mood that it creates. And I'm just reminded of how I have this whole list of rules about how I think I'm a nice person. And I just have, like, malintent underneath, really probably a lot more of the time than I'm willing to admit. Right. And if I really look in the mirror and I see that, like, oh, look at you, you're trying to be a nice person, I'm really trying to get attention by being funny, or I'm trying to do things that make me feel better about myself, or, and again, this isn't a bad thing, is what I'm trying to say. I think these are aspects of being human that we all have. Like, even while I'm doing nice things, there's the concept that I'm not being truly altruistic, because if I'm doing really nice things, I like myself more than ever. And so I benefit as much as the other person who's on the receiving end. So anyway, just a couple little things just to start to think about. Look at yourself. I mean, are you as nice as you think you are? And if you're not, are you okay looking at your dirty stuff? Are you okay looking at that darkness? You know, that way that you're like, everybody else knows you are, but you're the last one to see. Anyway, I love talking about stuff like that. So hit me up with a message or email me. Would love to hear about it. Ciao.